China sends 77 warplanes into Taiwan, vows to crush country. China's move to send 77 warplanes over Taiwan's air defense zone has been labeled as military aggression with concern over the show of force. Taiwan's Ministry of National Defense reported on Friday that China entered its airspace with 38 aircraft, while 39 flew into their skies yesterday. The fleet included 26 J-16 fighter jets, 10 Su-30 fighter jets, 2 Y-8 anti-submarine warning aircraft and 1 KJ-500 airborne early warning and control plane. Taiwan, north of the Philippines, reported the flood of aircraft entered the island's air defense zone near the Pratas Islands. The latest move has beaten the previous record for Chinese incursions on airspace, which was 28. The democratically run island issued radio warnings to the aircraft and deployed air defense missile systems. Taiwan Premier Su Zhengchang blasted the move to enter their airspace. China has been wantonly engaged in military aggression, damaging regional peace. The U.S. Department of State issued a statement saying it will continue to support Taiwan. The United States is very concerned by the People's Republic of China's provocative military activity near Taiwan, which
Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shah, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shah, Call Halal, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakal Quadash. Double honors to my apostles and the elders that taught us this truth, and salutations, Yahweh Shalom, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakal Quadash, Barakathum, to the sincere Akim, to the hopeful elect, to the pushers that's pushing this truth and sincerity. Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakal Quadash, Barakathum, to the sincere listeners, to the people that help this ministry go forward, and the people that's learning this truth and sincerity. Yahweh Shalom to you, man. All right. And we're living in some serious times, man. There's a lot of things and disputes that are going on in the earth, man. All right. A lot of these different situations are leading up to these different prophecies that we speak of, man. All right. The Lord is putting everything into place to fulfill his word, man. All right. Okay. And this is a flex. Okay. China flexed on Taiwan. That was a threat, bringing 77 warplanes over their airspace. That is a threat. OK, so it shows you where we're headed. These type of events that take place on the earth. And there's a lot more going on. OK, earlier today, Russia was bombing different militants out there in Idlib. OK, all right. Iran was performing military exercises on the border of Azerbaijan. OK, and Turkey sent Azerbaijan all kinds of tanks and weapons and rockets, all types of weapons, man. OK, so all these different countries are gearing up for war, man. OK, they're all preparing their armies. They're doing different military drills. They're making backdoor deals with different nations, whether it be for resources or weapons, whatever the case may be. So we're heading into that time, man. All right. And like the scripture says, it says the third woe cometh quickly. All right. But Moab is the washpot of the Lord, and the Lord and that washpot, meaning that the Lord is going to use Moab, OK, to bring all these different nations into conflict, mainly with Esau. OK, and I want to grab that real quick. All right, this is going to be Psalm 60. And this verse 8, it says, Moab is my washpot. Over Edom will I cast out my shoe. Philistia triumphed thou because of me. All right, so I'm going to grab this word washpot real quick. I believe it's pronounced sir. Sir. All right, let me grab this. All right, Strong's 55:18. Slovakia, internet running.
Strong's H 5518. Seer. Seer.
Okay, which means a pot, a thorn hook, a briar. Okay, and it says the Strong's definitions is from the primitive root meaning to boil up, a pot, also a thorn as springing up rapidly, by implication a hook, a cauldron, a fish hook. Okay, all right. So the Lord is using Moab, okay, which are these so-called Chinese, to stir up these different nations into conflict, to bring them into these different disputes on the earth, to bring them into these wars, to bring them into these different disputes, man. All right. Whether it be economic disputes, disputes over different resources, disputes over agendas in certain regions on the earth, whatever the case may be, the Lord is using Moab to stir that pot. Okay. All right. Okay, so the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Shah is going to be fulfilled. I want to bring a little bit more out on that. This is verse 9. It says, who will bring me into the strong city? Who will lead me into Edom? Will not thou, O Most High, which hadst casted us off, and thou, O Most High, which didst not go out with our armies, give us help from trouble, for vain is the help of man. Through the Most High we shall do valiantly, for he it is that shall tread down our enemies. Okay, so the Most High is going to tread down our enemies. All right. Okay, until he gives that power within our hands as the elect being part of the Lord's army. All right, the Lord is going to use these different leaders of these different nations. He's going to put the spirit on them to go to war. He's going to put the spirit on them to have disputes and different conflicts that do not have a resolution. Okay, that don't have an end point. Okay, and we all understand that that third war was going to come quickly, and that's going to be to war. That's going to be the war to end all wars. That is the end point. All right, so there's no resolution coming to these different conflicts. Okay. Sometimes it may seem that they worked out a deal or it came to a resolution, but there's always certain events. There's always something else that brings that tension back, that brings that conflict back. OK, because the word of the Lord shall not return void. OK, like it tells you in Isaiah 55:11. All right. All right. Because we are the Lord's portion. OK, and the Lord's portion is with him. OK, I want to grab that real quick. This is me, Sirach 17. Okay, because the Lord set us apart from the nations and separated us. That's why he referred to us as a holy people. OK, the word holy means separate. OK, and he separated us from the nations as his portion. All right. But this is Sirach, Ecclesiasticus 17:17. It says, for in this division of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people, but Israel is the Lord's portion. OK. So the Lord said, for in the division of the nations of the whole earth, OK, because the Lord divided the nation in their inheritance. OK, he separated the sons of Adam, like the scriptures say. All right. But Israel is the Lord's portion. All right. OK, so these heathens, they have their little fake idols, they fake gods. OK, they have their own portions and plots of land. All right. Where they're reigning off this wickedness right now. OK, but we are the Lord's portion. All right. So the Lord is going to tread down our enemies. OK, for his portion. All right. So we're coming to those times, man. All right. OK. And Slack, Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp was all down yesterday. OK. They weren't working at all. You couldn't even get on those social media platforms. So it's that quick, that fast that this truth can be gone. All right. It could happen that quick. OK, where you don't have access to the brothers, where you don't have access to these different media outlet platforms and whatnot. All right. OK. So gather that oil in your vessel now. All right. And I know a lot of these thoughts and these people that make a lot of money using these social media platforms. I know they was real stressed out yesterday. They said that Mark Zuckerberg lost $7 billion in them hours that Facebook was down. OK. And a lot of these thoughts be twerking and showing their body off all on Instagram and whatnot. OK. And they get sponsors for that when they have a whole lot of followers. When they have millions of followers, hundreds of thousands of followers, they get different sponsors and deals with different drink brands and things like that. And they make money for that, man. OK, but that's not pleasing in the sight of the Lord, man. But it shows you that this truth can be cut off at an instant. These things can be gone at a blink of an eye. You can wake up tomorrow, OK, and you don't have access to these platforms. All right. So you need to gather this knowledge now. OK. I wanted to grab this real quick because the Lord said that it was not going to tarry, man. All right. The Lord said that his word was not going to return void. OK. I'm going to grab that real quick. It's Habakkuk 2. This verse 3. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. OK. So the Lord said it was going to surely come and it was not going to tarry. So this ain't going to come 50 years from now, 40, 20, 30 years from now, man. Even 10 years from now. It's not going to tarry. All right. Meaning that these things are around the corner. They're going to happen in the very near future. All right. OK. So that's the time we coming to, man. All right. Well, I'm going to go and grab Salakia. Second Ezra. We'll go to chapter 9. This second Ezra is 9. And This verse 1, he said, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou well understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things that were before thee even from the beginning. Okay, so you see uproars of the people all over the earth. You got Antifa going against Proud Boys, the right and the left, these different political parties. Black Lives Matter. You got people in Australia, out there in Europe, out in the Middle East, protesting against these different C-19 lockdowns and economic means. Okay. You see all these different refugees from Haiti trying to get into America. Okay. And they were whipping them with whips on horses, man. Okay. All right. You got all types of volcanoes just erupting all over the earth. Volcanoes erupting for days, man. All right. Okay. Earthquakes hitting. There was an earthquake over here in Southern California, I believe last week or the week before, about 2 weeks ago. All right. So all these different things are on the earth. The signs are here. Okay. All right. And if you have eyes to see and ears to hear, okay, you've been seeing the signs here, man. So prepare yourself accordingly. All right. It says it's verse 5. For like all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Okay, so the end is manifest, meaning that it's going to come to a time where it's undeniable. Okay, the word manifest means there's going to be certain things that are going to take place where these things become undeniable. It becomes plain. It becomes plain to people. All right. Okay. Even so, the times of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. Okay, so endings of societies, all right, endings of different kingdoms. They go down through effects and signs. Okay, so there's certain stages, certain different conflicts, certain things that happen that lead up to that final point. All right, is what the Lord was saying. Okay, but we have our protection, man. The scriptures say that the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and are safe. Okay. So the Most High got you. All right. You can have the spirit to endure these things. You can have the resources to sustain yourself. Okay. And you're going to have the wisdom to get through. Okay. I wanted to go to Daniel 12. All right. It's going to be Daniel 12. And this verse 1, it said, at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that should be found written in the book. Okay, so in these times, the elect are going to be delivered. All right. Now we are going to endure these tribulations. We're going to be in the midst of these tribulations. So when these people are fighting and rioting in the streets, burning things down, breaking in each other's homes for food and different resources and whatnot, man. Okay. A lot of these meat processing plants, all right, the processing of meats and different vegetables has been cut by upwards of 50% in certain areas, man. Okay. China is one of the biggest exporters of food around the world, along with the Netherlands, man. Okay. The Netherlands is second to the U.S. in exporters of food. Okay. And over there in the Netherlands, they're just taking farms. OK, they're making mandates where people can't even raise up pigs. OK, you know, these damn swine eating heathens love they pork out in these different regions. OK, and they're not even allowing them to raise up any pigs, man. OK, and they're taking farms from people out there in the Netherlands, man. OK, China is having beefs with all these different nations on the earth. OK, well, these could lead to famines. All right. And with the scarcity of resources. OK. People start price gouging, so things are going to get more and more expensive, which is hyperinflation. Okay, so on and so forth. So you should prepare yourself for those things now, man. All right. Okay. But the word Michael in the Hebrew is Ma'aka'Allah, which means that he is like the Most High. Okay. All right. So our family, our big brothers, they're going to fight for us and they're going to fight with us when the time comes, man. All right. And you're going to have the spirit to endure those things and the wisdom to get through and the resources to sustain yourself. And many, this verse 2, and many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life and some to shame and everlasting contempt. Okay, so you scoffers, you demons, you people that shun this word, that didn't take it seriously or tried to cover your ears, rolled up the windows when you seen us out there and whatnot, you're going to awake to everlasting shame and contempt. All right. That's what you got coming, because you don't see that a prophet was among you. Okay. It says, and they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. Okay, so we're going to be shining through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah. Okay, and that bright light, it wakes you up when you're asleep and that sun comes beaming through your window. That wakes you up. Okay, and spiritually, that represents this truth, man. All right. Okay, so we're going to shine through the spirit of the Lord. All right. And I want to go down a little bit, okay, because Daniel wrote this down, but he didn't understand fully what these prophecies meant, okay? And I'm going to grab that. This Daniel 12:9, it says, and he said, go thy way, O Daniel, Salak, this verse 8. And I heard, but I understood not. Then said I, oh, my Lord, what shall be the end of these things? So Daniel seen the vision, okay, but he didn't have the full perspective on what it meant, all right? Okay, so a lot of these great men, okay, a lot of our forefathers, okay, that had large portions of this truth, like Jeremiah, Isaiah, Daniel, second Esdras, all right. They wrote these visions down and they understood portions of it, but they didn't have the full understanding, okay, because that time was for the time that we're in now. Now the true understandings are coming out. And I'm going to read that. It says, and he said, go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed till the time of the end. Okay. So the true understandings of everything was sealed for the times of the end, which is the times that we're in now. Okay. So only certain things were understood back then because that's what was meant to be understood at that portion of time. Okay. But now we're at the time where all things are being revealed. Okay. All things. All right. I'm going to go to Matthew 24. All right, this is Matthew 24. And this verse 6, it says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. Okay, so there's famines coming, man. All right. And just because you haven't experienced it in your particular region, it doesn't mean that it's not happening. OK, but eventually it's going to come to a city near you. It's going to come to a store near you. All right. And you see when this Rona hit, how fast everything was gone in the store. All right. So these things they're happening, man. Violent crime has increased in big cities upwards of 50%. Robberies upwards of 50 to 60%. OK, in this country. All right. A lot of people are hurting out here, man. OK, but the Lord said that kingdom was going to rise against kingdom and nation against nation. OK, now when you look at that word nation in the Greek right here, it's ethnos. OK, which means ethnicities. So these different things are going to cause race wars in the society. All right. It says all these are the beginning of sorrow. So all these things are just the beginning, man. All right. OK, so this is just the beginning. All right. So the Lord said to prepare war. All right. I'm going to grab that. It's Joel 3. It's Joel 3. And this verse 9, it says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Okay, so these other weaker nations, okay, they're standing up to America. All right. They're formulating their own armies. They're doing backdoor deals with places like Russia, China, India, and different other nations to get weapons and resources, man. Okay. And make financial plans with them. Okay. You know, so the Lord said to prepare war, man. OK. All right. This verse 10, it says, beat your plowshares in the sword and your pruning hooks in the spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourself together round about, that they cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. OK, so all these heathens are going to gather themselves up to battle, man. All right. So they may go down to the valley of Jehoshaphat. All right. And that's the times we come to. But I just wanted to go into that real quick. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory. Call halal, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakal Kodash, and Shalom to the elect. Shalom.